This is Will. I'm at the Southern Cigar Festival, and I'm joined here by Nate McIntyre of Cubanacan Cigars. Nate, how you doing today?
Hey, doing fine. Thanks for having me on, Coop.
Oh, no, thanks as well. So you were over in the sun there. It was pretty hot.
Yeah, in the middle of a coronal ejection.
Exactly.
It's okay, though. We survived.
Big year for Cubanacan Cigars. Recap the last 12 months for me.
Oh, yeah. Well, the response to our stuff has been very, very warm and welcoming. I knew it was going to go well. Frankly, I didn't know it was going to go as well as it would, as quickly as it did in my territory, but it's been very, very good. People are enjoying the cigars and continuing to come back to them, which is what you want, so I have no complaints.
Yeah, so obviously, the big thing was obviously the HR with Hirochi Robania, and that cigar obviously has just been totally embraced by this market.
Yeah, every market's different. The HR project was something that I didn't put, personally, a ton of weight into in terms of my energy and effort. A lot of it was grassroots and people coming to me for it, and the response has been awesome. Once again, I have no complaints about it at all. The cigar is a fabulous cigar. People smoke it and have no issues with it, and people have very much been praising of it. So I've been very, very pleased with the response.
No, it's really, it's one of the best cigars that come out, in my opinion, this year. I just love it. Now, Hirochi's actually made his way, he's done a few events in the States. How has that gone? Have you been involved in any of those events?
I've been involved with one. One of our platinum events was in my territory up at Riverside Cigars in Jeffersonville, Indiana, right at the very north tip of my territory. I haven't done a lot of the Hirochi events, but, to my knowledge, they've gone very well. It's been a really pleasing thing to allow people to meet somebody that's not new, but new, if that makes sense. Yep. The response to that has been very good.
Yeah, now, obviously you've been paying a lot of attention to your and HR is a regular production line.
Correct, correct.
But you have, two other regular production lines that I think the company has done a great job at putting some focus around. Cubanacan and Soneros. Now, Cubanacan went through some slight packaging type changes.
Yeah, banding change.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think, and Soneros is obviously you got the two blends in there as well.
Right, and we're going to be doing a packaging change on that as well.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And as far as Cubanacan goes, great value as far as those cigars go.
Yeah, it's a very reasonably priced, everyday kind of cigar. And there's enough variety in that line that people smoke it and they like it and they come back. It's Connecticut Habano Maduro. There's nothing mystical about it. It's a no-nonsense, good, everyday cigar. Smoke it. You'll like it. That's as loquacious as my sales pitch gets with that cigar. It's very simple.
And you're a vertically integrated company.
Right.
You have your own factory.
Right.
You source your own tobaccos, and you have one, the Soneros brand, which I really, really enjoy. Mm-hmm. That's a special cigar because that's kind of after your master blender.
Yes, that's Omar. That's Omar's baby. Omar, that's a tribute to some of his family that play music and sing. And the Soneros line is a different approach to making cigars than what we did in the traditional Cubanacan line.
Right. And and you have you have the Habano?
The Habano Claro and the Habano Maduro.
Right.
Both out of our factory. The Habano Claro, a solid medium, very complex, very flavorful, but consistent. The Habano Maduro, for those that want a more full-tilt, dark, chocolatey Maduro that has a little spice to it, that's where I send them. So those full-bodied guys can be really pleased by the Habano Maduro.
Now, one thing I've been talking to everyone today about is my observation in the industry is we have reached this point of the limited editions probably at a level I haven't seen before. Mm-hmm. There's always the limited edition has been upticked in the last few years. Now they're really, really heavy and probably the most I've seen. But what I feel Cubanacan's done a great job with is how you have really been able to build momentum with these regular production lines. What are your thoughts on that?
I love limited editions. If you're going to make something a limited edition, my one opinion, and this is just my opinion, is let's make it a limited edition. Let's make it limited. But I love them. I think when used properly, They can be a great addition to any company's line. I'm not a cigar chaser. I know there are far fewer people now that are than were before when it comes to collecting all those limiteds and whatnot. But I think that, the more innovation, the more creativity we have in the industry, I think the better for everybody, for the smoker, to allow people to understand what the true masters in Central America and the Caribbean are capable of doing. I think that's especially what limited editions can do and should do, is just highlight the talent that we have working outside the country.
I totally agree. I do think it keeps it interesting, but I also agree with your point. It really should be a limited and not something that's introduced as a limited and then just kind of around forever.
Right. Well, it's marketing is marketing, and my opinion, my motto is try to be as honest with people as you can within your ability. But that's up to individual people, and I have no issues with anybody that's released anything. To me, a limited edition is a very good thing, especially if it's a really great cigar.
Now, 6 weeks from IPCPR, is anything you could share with us, our viewers, on what Cubanacan is going to do?
Well, once again, I'm not in Nicaragua right now, and it all depends on Nicaragua. But we are going to be repackaging Soneros. My understanding is that we are going to be showcasing that at the show. We're going to be relaunching the Maderos line, slightly tweak the blends in that line and relaunching it. There are a few other projects coming, I believe, that I don't have the freedom to announce yet. And then there's other stuff coming on later down the pike, which I think is all going to be good for the consumer. I think it's going to be something that will keep people excited over time.
Yeah, and the Maderos cigar, I've smoked some of them, and that's kind of, that's a cigar that's actually named after the family that owns the company.
Right. It was our first premium line.
Yep. So I always enjoyed the first one. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys bring back with that cigar.
Yeah. There's going to be a Habano, a Connecticut, and an Oscuro. And they're going to be a little more traditional than some of the stuff you've seen from us in the past, but very, very flavorful, and we've used a little bit of the Hirochi tobacco in those blends.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
So, Nate, thanks for making a few minutes here on the Stogie Geek Shorts. Always great seeing you and spending time with you.
Oh, Coop, thanks for everything you guys do, man. I really appreciate all the support social media has given to the industry.
Oh, no, and likewise. So, appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the festival.
Hey, we're going to try. We're going to try to stay cool.